So, I'm going to tell you guys a story about a woman named Deb and how women named Deb tend to always have no filter, and how in having no filter they can embarrass you in a doctor's office. So a couple of years back I had gastric bypass surgery. A bunch of people had the same surgery as me the same day as me because the doctor apparently does it like an assembly line. Oh, let me chop out half this stomach. Next. No, let me chop out half this stomach. So we were all in recovery together because you stay in the hospital for like 2 or 3 days after. And a part of the recovery process is walking because they pump your stomach full of a bunch of air when you have this surgery because it's easier for them to navigate around. And the only way to get rid of the air, because you're now suffering from incredible gas pains, is to walk and hope and pray to God that you're eventually going to burp or fart. So a bunch of us got really friendly together because you're walking in a giant rectangle, you're bound to pass somebody else who's walking. So I met a woman named Deb and we got friendly and we talked and whatever. And a week after your surgery is your first follow-up appointment at the doctor's office. So when I went, Deb was in the waiting room and we were talking again about our recovery and like how we were doing and whatever, and then they called me in. And I stand up and I walk across the waiting room to go back with the nurse, and this woman, Deb, who, like I said, Debs have no filter. I'm sorry if that's your name. I'm sorry if you've got a crazy Aunt Deb. I'm sorry if, you met a woman named Deb and she talked your ear off at a party, because that's what Debs do, I feel like. What did Debbie do? Anyway, so I get across the waiting room and she yells and she's like, Teresa, I meant to ask you, how are your bowels? Are you serious? You just asked me about my pooping habits in a waiting room. I don't care if it's gastric bypass waiting room. You just asked me about my poop. Stay out of my shit, Deb. Literally. So the lesson learned here is don't publicly talk about poop. Definitely don't do it loud. And last but not least, there's always a Deb.